Well, hey, hello, hi, my name is Andrew Childs, and I'm here on my Twitch channel with the lovely and wonderful Rip M.
Hi.
As well as Mira May.
Hi, everyone.
We are going to be breaking down Canada's Drag Race Season 3, Episode 7, the Rusical. In this Rusical, it is... Oh my god, I'm already forgetting. What was the name of it?
Squirrel Trip?
Squirrel Trip.
I was gonna say
Or
vacation.
Girls Trip? Or
Yeah,
was it
squirrels.
Squirrel or Girl?
Something. I don't like this Rusical. We did find out that Bombay was the last to leave us. Did we feel as if Bombay was robbed? Is this correct? Did Irma do some fantastic dancing?
I think it's unfortunate because I think Bomb probably could have won that lip sync if she wasn't wearing the outfit she was wearing.
It's true. I
Right?
totally was saying that to my partner, that it was just like a wardrobe malfunction. But I will say, as much as I'm laughing, I love Irma. I love Irma.
Yeah.
She's my girl. And so it was campy and stupid, and it was hilarious.
I liked her in the lip sync. The girls were clowning her for her
leg
the
thing?
dancing.
Oh
and
my
her-
gosh.
But it's like, what do you want Irma Gerd to do
It's true.
in a lip sync
It's
like
on
that?
brand.
It was.
It was.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm glad Irma's still here because I love me some Irma, but I am sad to see Bombay
Yes,
go.
me too.
I think at this point now too, we're at the place where like every elimination kind of hurts just a
I
little
know.
bit, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if Bombay had a better outfit that wasn't going to be revealing as much from her reveal, you thought that she actually might have had a chance at staying?
I just think if she wasn't constantly pulling up her...
I agree. It was she was
her
focused
outfit.
on fixing that rather than,
Yeah.
being in the performance.
I fully would have rather her be in like a panty and a bra.
Yeah, totally.
Lip syncing.
Yeah.
You know?
And she did emulate the song fairly well. It's just she was taken out of each moment,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Irma was able to spin that DJ or spin that record. Let
Yes.
play
Yeah.
something. Do you think that Vivian is fading into the background?
I don't think so. I think she's doing a really good job at bringing herself to every single challenge. And we saw that again in this challenge. She's really, really good at like bringing herself to that. I feel like she's been on a slow and steady incline. So I feel like the girls are kind of underestimating her.
I
Because,
agree with that. She's definitely someone that people are sort of sleeping on. I think that they're totally underestimating her.
the competitors specifically, but I
Yes.
think as a viewer, I think a lot of people pegged Vivian from the start as like a front runner, and even though she hasn't been delivering that until like these past two episodes, not that she hasn't been delivering, I think that's given her some sort of like, we were all still looking at her, and then by the time she started doing good, we hadn't lost interest yet. So I think I don't think she's doing as badly, but I can understand why the competitors from their point of view are like,
Yes.
Do you think others are doing too much and that's what she's fading?
maybe. I mean, when you have a room that's full of Fiercelicious and nothing but Fiercelicious, you kind of have to like do as much as you can to take that spotlight, which Vivian kind of did at the beginning of this episode. Last week we said we really wanted her to kind of throw like a little diva tantrum.
I wanted bigger.
And I wanted
yes.
bigger, but she was smart. I think she went, okay, this is my chance to kind of have that specific storyline that we've seen a lot of, like someone being so close every time, and then when they get mad, they either go home or get a win. And I think she was like, this is my chance. So I think she was smart, but I agree, could have been
Yep.
bigger.
For today's mini challenge, we are getting the Super Queens. This is an acting challenge, improv challenge, sponsored by Made New.
This was a lot. Like they had to do a lot for
It's
this.
true. It
And
wasn't
so-
very mini for a mini challenge.
It was a very long script as well. It
Yeah.
was crazy.
There was the concept, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was,
Concept for
I thought like it would be like a 30-second little thing they had to read, but that was like a full like 2-page monologue.
Yeah, I kind of missed like this. I think it was season 1 where they had to like read that like prompt teleprompter.
yeah.
That was
It's like
in
that.
season. Oh yeah.
Toronto Raptors.
Yes, but this one was really funny. I thought it was real. I loved some of them looked so like Giselle looked beautiful. Jada looks like she had a full 2 hours to get ready.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, she looks so good all the time in these mini
I
challenges.
was shook by how like flawless her makeup looked. I was like, girl, if you can do that in 20 minutes, like
I know.
no wonder you're like leading the mirror talks, like just like kikiing, you know? But yeah, I thought this was really funny.
Was
Yeah.
there anybody in particular that like stood out of the crowd for you? Because I had
thought
somebody, but it's for the wrong reasons.
I thought I do agree with Kimmy's win.
Yeah,
and
me
I
too.
think she was really funny.
I don't.
But
This is my one.
But I also believe like everyone kind of did good, so I don't think anyone really flopped too much.
Like I thought Jada was funnier. I thought that there was so many other funnier people. I found Kimmy to be one note. I found it to be like, yeah, that's done.
You know what I will say though? Something that nobody else did that Kimmy did was Kimmy started to play with space closer to the end of it because they were all just kind of standing for it. And I don't know, maybe they were told to do that or something, but I really wanted them to like start getting up and running around.
That's very fair.
You know?
She did when she did like the full like rukukuku death drop
Yes.
situation.
Yes.
Also, I just have to, as someone who is an actor and has auditioned for many, many shows, when they're like, okay, slate, and all of them were like, what's a slate? I was like, do people not know what a slate is? But I guess that's just like me being
I thought
like
slating
me.
was the sound clap thing.
I don't know if it's that, but slating is like, hi, my name's Mira May. I'm based in Calgary, Alberta. I'm 5'10". And I'll be reading for the role of Natalie. Like
I
that's
thought it
what a
was this
slate
thing,
is.
Too.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
So Kimmy did win, and she won $2,500 thanks to May New.
Yeah.
I didn't think that she should have won. I actually do think that it should have either been Jada or Vivian. They had a lot smarter caricature choices.
I'm kind of shook I'm kind of surprised they didn't give it to like Vivian just in like
Here's a mini.
in like yeah, like
Here you
like
go.
as a like sense of like I don't know. You know what I mean? Like for story wise, I would have thought maybe, or even like Irma. I don't know. Yeah, but it's a mini challenge. You can give these to anyone, and I won't really argue.
For the maxi challenge, it is the Rusical and it is the Squirrels trip. They have to record vocals with Brad Goreski. They also have to do choreo with Hollywood Jade. And they also get to assign the roles themselves. Anytime that they've done this, it's normally been kind of like catty quick for the fight, but this time it was actually very cordial.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
First of all, the Rusical is my favorite episode of every season. That and The Ball are my like two favorite episodes. As a musical theater gal, I love a Rusical, so I was very excited.
Me
and
too.
last season was so good. Right?
I know. I was so excited that I just so happened to be here on the Rusical day. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yes. The concept's kind of weird. I'm like, are we running out of concepts for like stuff at this point?
Catch it on the American season for season 15. It's going to be pretty much the exact same thing, just a slightly different spin on it. The same way that they did that with Under the Big Top, and then
Did
it for season
Moulin
14.
Rouge.
Moulin Rouge, yeah.
I will. Yeah, with the roles. If I were there, I would go for the biggest role right away.
Oh, me too.
Like personally, but this one was kind of weird because everyone kind of had like
equal amounts.
Yeah, it was pretty equal.
You
And they
know?
were on stage the entire time, whereas
Yeah.
Under the Big Top last season, it was like you got each person
Moments.
as they came.
Well, and it was 11 of them at that point too last season because it was the second episode, right?
Right.
And so then you're fighting. And so, but this one, you kind of get that equal grounding. So I guess in this case, I probably would have gone for Jada's role because
yep.
you
Me
know,
too.
because we're both singers, right?
It's true. I was gonna say that one had the most, I think, vocal dynamic
And it was
sort
a
of
funny
range.
character.
And it's funny, and you sort of bring everyone together, which
know.
is like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say like the lead role, but I mean it's
You
an
open the
important
show,
role.
which I think
anytime
is
that
a
you
really
open
good
the
thing.
show, you're like narrating the entire
Yeah,
story. Therefore,
and
you are
the character,
lead.
the character was kind of open-ended enough that there's a lot to do with it. So I probably would have gone for Jada's role.
Jada was Grace, who is the neurotic organizer, and she did have a heavy vocal section.
Yes,
It was pretty much the entire intro and the outro for both parts.
Yeah,
We also had Irma as Jacquet. She is the messy, newly divorced sister number 1. We had Jill, who was Giselle, who is the older, more independent sister. We had Ronnie, which was fierce, and they are the toxic AF, bitchy, and gaslighter. And then we had Amber as Kimmy, the trophy wife, with lots of choreo. And then lastly, Vivian was Kiki, and she was horny mommy. She was very salt.
Yeah, I think with the roles, I think the role I would have like been like, no, would be the twins. Because in this, you kind of want to be funny and then also hit all,
And it's so easy for someone like to drag you down in that sense. You have to be entirely equal the entire time or else you're...
And then if you read the script too, like those, they're kind of the most based in reality, which for something like this, you want to be larger than life. So then to have to play characters who are like, the straight man, and like both of them are essentially... I was like that would be the role I would be like, no, I don't want that. Like any other role, really, I would have preferred.
Me too. I just wouldn't want to have to rely on somebody to win a challenge like that. You know what I mean? Especially
like your favorite.
I was gonna say, as someone who is someone who can sing, I would not want to have to be. You know, I would want to be doing my own thing. I want to shine. Yeah.
If you're doing it like, and it happened to Irma, if you're in a duet with someone who can't sing, and you're someone who can sing. See, it's kind of worrying.
She'll get there on the day. Today's the day.
Today, tomorrow's the day. But today's the day you're recording it. Yeah. So,
are either of you more trained in either singing or choreo?
I have training in both, so I would have been okay with any of the roles. Kimmy's felt like the hardest choreo-wise, which even as a trained dancer, I feel like I probably would have been struggling a little bit with. So I think Vivian's was kind of the nice balance of like good vocals, good dance.
And also it changed the entire tone of that entire performance.
Yes.
It really
so
did.
It's like Jada's role was great because you open it, but then Vivian's was great because it she takes the spotlight but completely flips it on its head and takes you away for a moment. And you get to dance with the sexy men and like...
Fair enough. I think I agree with you there. I'm definitely more vocally trained. If I had to compare myself to anyone dancing-wise, it would be Irma. Absolutely. 100%. That's why I love her. She's my girl. But that being said, I would absolutely, I think, pick either Jada's just because I could really focus on like shining in the vocals. And like I said, kind of being that person that brings the story all together in the end. Or I would totally go with the fun, slutty aunt role. And especially because a lot of that choreo relied on sort of the men around you and just like falling into them. And I think it wouldn't be too hard. If I was in Kimmy's role, no. That's not for me. But she was wonderful. She was one of my favorites in it too.
Mm-hmm. So for today's Maxi Challenge, it is the Squirrels Trip. I actually did really enjoy this, and this kind of reminded me of something that we would see like on Bridesmaids. Like this feels like it would be a movie made by like Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the reference they were going for. Was like, is there a specific movie like All Girls Trip, or is it just like a Bridesmaid?
I think there's like a Bad Moms Trip.
Yeah, it feels like a reference to those movies. So I get the reference. Yeah, I think it's fun. I like the like scenery, the cute cocktails. It felt like a full play. Like this feels like a play I would go to. You know?
And you could make a full play based off of just this idea for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I think if we're gonna start with Jada, so she opens it. Obviously, for me, this is the part I would want, and I think she did a good job. I understand what the judges were saying though, with like not going far enough, because if you listen to the lyrics, there's so many small lines where you can like make it bigger or like completely turn it on its head. Like on the line where she goes, I need this, she just like saying I need this. I'm like, this is your moment to have a moment of like, oh, I need this. And
have
like
the music like stop and go like dun.
Or not even stop it, but like sing it in a way like I need this.
Or like,
so you can have
just
a
like
moment
camp it
like
up
that.
totally.
So I understand why the judges were kind of confused by or wanted more from her. Because I agree. I like, just as watching it, I was like, there's so many opportunities here. And she's doing great, but she's not taking the extra step.
Yeah, it's true. She totally had the opportunity to steal that moment. But Fell short a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But I liked her. I don't think anyone was bad, actually.
No, me neither. There's really no one that stuck out as like really awful in
Like,
this,
I
because
was-
usually it's pretty obvious in a challenge like this if someone struggles really hard.
Other than like Irma, I really didn't know where everyone was gonna place.
Yeah,
You know,
and
because-
for me too, that made me very sad. The second that I saw that pairing like actually in the
Yeah.
Rusical, I knew in my heart, I was like,
Yeah.
y'all.
The second that it was Irma doing amazing theatrical singing and then
Nah.
Giselle not. That's when I was kind of like, oh, this is going to go downhill pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then when they got to Hollywood Jade, and then Giselle is like picking it up like no problem, and then Irma's like tap, tap, step, pivot. Huh?
I know.
Yeah. Who was after Jada?
I do believe that it was Fierce Alicious.
She did great. I thought Fierce had a really good chance of winning this episode. I think it makes sense storyline wise why they gave it to Viv, but I think again, like last week, both Fierce and Vivian really could have both taken it.
It's very interesting how both of them in the last 2 weeks have really been like top two, really could have gone either way situations.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
wouldn't have argued with a Fierce win because she did great. The character, obviously, it's typecast, but she also like she took that like typecast that she was in and she lifted it to a place where she felt like she looked so natural and easy. And like as an audience member, I felt secure and safe when she was on stage.
I
like I was
agree.
being taken care
Yeah,
of.
totally.
You know?
Yeah, I didn't bat an eye. I didn't like overanalyze the situation. I didn't like sit back and relax too much. It was just like she did her thing, and then next thing we moved on. Like it was
Yeah.
very clear, evident, and good
Yes.
enough that my brain wasn't
I-
like, "Ooh, alert!"
Yeah.
alert."
Yeah, I
Yes.
think the thing that like maybe went against her is she probably had the smallest role in the entire show.
Yeah.
In terms of just like, yeah. So,
And like less of a character.
yeah, exactly. She was playing herself, which I think maybe helped make her look great, but also didn't push her as far as the other people.
Yeah, I absolutely would have loved to see her do something polar opposite.
Like the Jado role.
Yeah,
or
like,
the,
oh my
one
gosh,
of the
to see her being the
sisters.
one to bring everyone together, I would have loved
Oh
to
my
see
God,
that.
Jada as one of the sisters would have been really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think she also has like that knack to being able to like work together with someone. I could see Jada
Yeah.
doing well.
And she's so charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then after that was Kimmy?
And
Or
no, I do think it was. Sorry, we might be going out of order.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that it was Vivian who was next, who had to do her whole sultry
Yes.
tango bitch of a number.
I loved Vivian. I was worried they were gonna give her a shady like, oh, you did great, but you kind of messed up the choreo a bit because she did. You could see one moment where she kind of was like, but I think she did exactly what she needed to do, and she like went to 100 in every place she could have.
And she really dug into the character. Like
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
having this like slutty drunk aunt is a really good clutch to have
Mm-hmm.
because then you can pretty much do anything, and even if you fuck it up, as long as you emphasize that that's a character choice, then you're gonna be good. You're gonna be sold. Everything's gonna be fine and fresh and fierce.
And she based it in a character that she was already familiar with, of like the funny, quirky aunt, and then adding the layer of sex deprived
Yeah,
women who
yeah.
like so horny. I think that's where she succeeded the most because she made it very Vivian and then went from there.
I also think it was definitely the fullest character.
and
like
best choreo in my
oh,
opinion.
for sure. We could watch a full musical just about this character
Yes.
and what
Yeah.
this character does on a trip. Like, honestly, it was the most full. Like, I wanted to know more about her and her, like, husband and her life. And
yes, yeah, definitely.
Because she got more of like the tango vibes for the music. You got lots of like lifts and downs and ups and downs. And like Kimmy, who's next, by the way, they have amazing choreography, but it's so one note, linear, quick. Whereas, like I said, with Vivian, you had the ups and the downs and the lifts and the this and the that. And it just felt so like magical and ethereal. Whereas, like when Kimmy was bussing, we just expected her to bust.
Yeah. Last thing on Vivian, just that like one dip she did under the legs.
I
So
loved it.
good. But yeah, Kimmy ate.
Yeah.
She
Oof.
ate. I thought she was amazing.
Yep.
She did so good, but I agree. Like maybe the choreo, I understand why her choreo was the way it was. They were kind of going for that pop diva, Lady Gaga, Britney Spears moment where it's like all of them in unison is what makes it so effective. And she did have a line about like twerking or like dropping low, where she just kind of like, and I was like, where you should have twerked. Like, why didn't you twerk?
I felt like her character was so unnecessary and last minute written in, because it just kind of like, gold digger, would you call me? It was like, who are you? Where did you come
Random.
from? What is your story?
Yeah, they didn't establish her at the beginning.
I feel like they only did it to help establish Giselle, because she's like, well, I work for my money. But like, I just felt like Kimmy's character, we didn't get a full story arc,
which
isn't
her
it was
fault.
just like, she's there.
Which isn't her fault. The writing on these are
it was the way
amazing.
that it was written completely.
But she could have also had a little bit more stage presence leading up to that.
That's true. And it could also be the editing. So I don't know. I think she was good and I liked what she did, and she had a really great energy.
Yeah, I think she nailed the part that she was given.
Yes. Yeah.
She did what needed
to be done.
And then Giselle and Irma have to do their sisters. Sisters.
So much to say about this.
Well, go on.
Yeah.
I love Irma so much. She's been one of my favorites like throughout this whole entire thing. I've been rooting for her, and we were all rooting for you. And the second that I saw the two of them on stage, literally my heart, I went, oh no.
Yeah.
It was just so obvious that after you saw these full characters that had all these crazy backstories, like I said, I wanted to know more about them. All of a sudden, it was just like a really flat performance. And I say that with love, because I was really, really hoping to see sort of that campy musical theater weirdness that I love her for. So I think it felt so flat.
I think what's such a shame is you can see Irma doing so well in the parts where she was like had little one-liners.
It's true.
And then the minute she had to dance, she kind of lost all of her character, and you could see her thinking. And then she's up there next to Giselle, who, by the way, we did not know was a trained dancer.
Yes.
So we're just slowly getting more onion
Secrets
layers
are coming out.
about her. It gives winter vibes to me. But yeah, like it's such a weird, it was such a weird thing to all of a sudden be like, oh, because I thought Giselle did really good with the characters she had. I just don't think their characters were written in the same extremities as the other characters.
I agree.
Where their characters felt like real people, whereas the other characters felt like caricatures.
Yeah, and the other characters just felt way more like rounded out. Like they had these whole stories, and then it was just like, hey, and there's these two sisters.
I would be obsessed
with... They're sisters.
I would be obsessed with Giselle if she was actually in a musical. Like if I was actually watching a musical, I'd be like, that's a really well acted part. It makes sense. She's really grounded in this like character. But in a Rusical where you need to be big, larger than life and like take the spotlight, she just seemed a bit too like she was, right? So it was, for me, like I thought Giselle did great. And I kind of thought maybe she'd be in the bottom, but Irma was definitely, I was like, oh, Irma. And that did not bode well with her being the only one other than Vivian without a win. And
I know.
And having just lip synced.
So for the runway, we have dystopian drag. I really like this kind of a concept. It's giving very like Rupakalaka-laka-laka-lip from like season 4.
I feel like we've gotten a lot of like apocalypse or drag in the future kind of challenges.
Agreed.
And I like them, you
I
know?
like
but this
them
one was
too.
more like open to interpretation, I felt.
I think that was what was so fun about it.
Which is why right here, I like Jada's because it actually felt like it feels more inspired by like the zombie apocalypse shows that we get where it's just kind of like, yeah, I like the concept. I don't love the execution.
If this was like an anime character during a zombie apocalypse, I get this. This is on YTV. This is on the kids' channels for sure, especially with the like pigtails. I see it. However, it is Drag Race. It is poorly executed, and I don't remember.
T-shirt.
Yeah, it's a t-shirt and shorts. I think it was Giselle said that. It's a t-shirt and shorts.
It really is. I literally said that. I was like, where's even the stoning, anything, any kind of like detailing to it? Even the thing that's around her with the bullets.
The shorts are cool though because she had like ammo on the shorts. The shorts are cool if you looked at them, but I wouldn't wear them on the runway.
My eye, and this was very plasticky. The like bullet thing that she's wearing around her.
And why is
like
there a
body?
bat? Like,
yeah, it was just Yeah.
Yeah,
I wasn't a fan
I feel,
of it.
and
I'm
I
sorry.
feel like I have that back too because I bought it at the dollar store for a gig.
Oh,
The
yeah.
one thing that I liked, and I think the thing that I liked, maybe the only thing I liked, was her shield.
The church
I did
tree,
too.
and then
church tree
turn up.
I
Yeah.
thought
That was really
like,
good.
But you know, she based her entire look around that shield, and that's where she went wrong.
That's
That
not
needed
true.
to be a highlighted accessory, not the sole piece to the entire look.
Yeah,
Opinion.
it was definitely the worst of the week.
And on this channel, we have a root, which is a toot, an aboot, which is a boot, and then we also do a double, which is a shoot. And also, we have a scoot, mada, boot, toot, which Julianne made up last week as the ultimate aboot.
You don't have a scoop mama doo doo poot? Because I'm gonna do that. Like,
It was really bad.
I think this is a boot.
Yep, me too.
This might be that scoot.
I know, and I was gonna say I'm kind of close to that, but I'm trying to be a little bit nice right now. But I was pretty close to saying the scooty dooty booty.
I don't think she looks bad though, which like she still looks.
No,
good.
her makeup was great. Like she looked
and the
pretty.
body is right. Like her
again-
body looks great.
Concept. I can totally
Yeah.
see
And
this
yes.
being an anime character in the zombie apocalypse on some kids' TV show, and
Yeah.
I would watch it,
Yeah.
but I'm not living.
Me neither.
Fierce Delicious is next on the runway. This is fucking amazing, top tier, next level drag.
The
This is
ultimate, perfect, outstanding, talented, brilliant, show-stopping.
never been done before.
Never been
another
done
buzz,
before.
Another buzz.
Yeah, the moment, like the moment.
Helena Poison did this, or was one of the people who did this. She did all the airbrushing on this, and
Oh, the airbrushing's really good.
yeah,
Good
and
job.
she also customized the shoes. I met Helena when I was in Toronto. She's very sweet. But this is
Literally, I could talk about this forever.
I wasn't on
gorgeous.
board of a Fierce win, but if Fierce makes that top 2, I'm kind of on board for it because she really has been the main character of this season, and she's doing really well in the competition. So
She really is, and she is bringing the look. She's bringing the drama. Like, I can totally see why she's here, and she's
Yeah.
bringing it.
Yeah.
This could also be very easily on Dragula and is on Drag Race, and I think that is such a hard
Yes.
fusion to blend, and she blended
That's
it.
what made
Yeah.
me so happy about it too. I'm always a fan of the weird and wonderful, and to see it blended together because the face is it has a beautiful look to it, but it's also got that scary essence. And it was
Yeah.
the second she came out, my jaw just hit the floor. This was
well,
one
and
of
they
my favorite
teased
things
this
I've
in the
seen.
teasers, and I didn't know who it was.
Oh,
I
that's how you
literally
know she
didn't
did
know
well.
who it was. And so the fact that it's Fierce, I think, is iconic. And the
really
body,
cool.
If I
it's still
didn't know
kind
it
of
was Fierce-
sexy.
Yeah, I can see, if I didn't know who this Fierce was, that this was Fierce, I wouldn't know who this
I
was.
think I assumed it was Bombay when I first saw it, you know?
I could get that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's still sexy, which is insane to me. This
Yeah.
is a double.
Double,
Yeah, double,
hands
double.
down. Double, triple.
Triple. I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Tim Hortons, give me that oat milk.
Yeah.
That's how
Oh.
good it is.
Yes.
Might be the best look of the season.
Yep.
We'll see as the next few weeks go by.
I would highly agree with that. This might be the best look of the entire season.
Yeah.
So we have Vivian Vanderpuss giving us this jackalope, crazy, intricate, toothed. I love this. I see this in a horror video game. I see this in it's like an indie horror video.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like this again could also be on Dragula.
100%.
It's so cool.
But then when she took the mask off, it was
the
almost
makeup.
gorgeous, and I totally got what they
The
said
makeup
about the
is-
androgyny behind it too.
It's very Is She Hungry?
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. It's giving me hungry. 1,000%.
Yeah. And I love Hungry. It's so I said it last week. I keep saying it. I think it's so her makeup artistry is so underrated.
Yes,
She's a
100%. I
fantastic
was such a
makeup
fan
artist.
of this. This was really when I went wow, she really can do everything.
Yeah.
She is so multi-talented. She brings so many different things.
Baby teeth?
Yeah, that was so
Her
cool.
baby teeth?
That was so
I
cool.
was like, you know what? Work.
And
I
not
love
many
that.
people can
I have
just
my baby teeth.
rip up strands of fabric, throw it haphazardly onto antlers, and have it look good.
Yeah.
I think very few people can do that.
I think this is also a double. I really like this one.
This is seriously almost
A
the
lot.
triple for me. I was obsessed, especially back to back to see both of them. I was like,
Yeah.
Are you
were
kidding
blessed.
me?
2 weeks in a row, we've gotten really, really amazing runways.
I will say this is a double-double, but if I had to give a top 2 to the week, it would be Fierce Delicious.
Yeah.
This is still a double-double. It's just if I had to give a top 2 to the week.
Done. There's
know,
still some
I
amazing
know.
looks to go.
It's true.
Speaking of, Kimmy Couture giving us a bra and panty.
But I will say, this is Alabasco, where her best bra and panty she saved for last, because this is exquisitely done.
The
It is.
amount of accessories and spikes coming from her face is so necessary because it's like, it takes us out of just like a catsuit kind of a situation. You know, when they have the design challenge and they're like, it's a catsuit, but you designed it well.
Yes.
That's this.
Well,
That's
and then
this.
my favorite part is the fact that those wings are a backpack.
It's so cool.
And they're so tiny.
They're so cute.
It's giving like chibi little anime angel
Yeah.
on like MSN 2005.
She looks hot. Like she
she's-
looks so good. I love this. I love the shady little clip they put of all
Of them. I will
bras
say
and
that made it
panties.
look really bad.
And
When I
then
saw that, I was like,
her
oh.
walking the same way, like the exact same. They edited so the walk's exactly the same.
They said right hip, left hip.
Yes.
On all of them.
Yes,
Yeah,
this
the whole
is
time.
a root.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because of the amount of
A root.
accessorizing, it's a root for the silhouette, though we've seen it. I feel like she's already heard it. It's a boot because
You know,
we've
she's
seen
smart though because she's wearing outfits that she can wear to the bar and dance in. So,
it. It's true.
you know,
Yeah, that's very true.
Ermagerd giving us this 50s silhouette pinup wife situation. I liked it more with the black skirt. I didn't like it when she revealed it because it kind of gave a little bit more
Yeah.
like the silhouette we were looking for. And like Brad said, we could already see what was
I'm
underneath.
up and down on the one thing. I wish these plastic things were kind of more behind her, you know,
More like hip.
like on the hips and butt more, so it's more of like a bustle. I really loved it with the mask, like the mask.
I
the
did
mask was
too.
I kind of really love everything from the waist up. Like I think everything from the waist up is perfect and what it needs to be, but everything down, and then you can see her panties underneath the bodysuit, and the boots feel like the boots are fine, but I feel like they could have had more. Like she could have wrapped the wires around them so there was at least something going on.
So visual there.
But
yeah,
it
you're
just
right.
like I like it. But I feel like she should have made the mask the focal point because it's so cool and well executed.
I know it was a little bit, especially after the first two that we like saw. Seeing this, and especially, I love how
We also saw Jada.
I know. Oh wait.
That's that.
Oh
bad.
my god. I know. Okay, no. Well, that being said, yeah, it's hard to see those two like really, really conceptual things, and then for her to come out like you said, and she kind of had a concept, but she could have gone fuller into the mask, into even what was around her there, and I think that it could have been a lot better than it was because it was just lacking something for me. It fell short.
Yeah.
I think what it needs is it needs a white embellishment on the bottom, but I think what I liked about the pre-reveal was having the black cutting that. It gave more proportionizing, whereas now it's like all the black's on the extremities and the white is on the central location, and it's just not looking that good. Whereas when it was cut off, it gave a silhouette that I really liked. It's still a root.
Yep.
But as you can hear with my voice, there's some hesitation.
A
saying
questionable
that.
route.
Yeah, it's a root. I like it.
Yeah, it's a route.
Giselle Lullaby, turning up, showing up, stunning up.
I will say, as much as I really like Fierce and Vivian's look, this one really like struck with me for some reason. Might be because in the lip sync she was so cool with it, but she looks so cool, and the idea of the like metallics and silvers like juxtaposed to the like mesh parachute is so cool. Like she looks insanely cool.
It gave me dystopian. Like
Yeah.
that like fully paints the picture of like some kind of crazy dystopian future where
it's
like
the color of green. That color of green
It is.
really gives that color like.
And then the
And
Makeup.
the things that hung off of it too, there was like little silver details hanging off of the green, and it was just
And she
gorgeous.
painted like lighter than she does. The eye
is-
contacts, the hair is really smart. I love it.
It's old school drag because this reminds me of the princess in season. I don't even remember 2. Was that like?
yeah,
It's giving the princess.
Season 4.
So it was between those early seasons that
Yeah.
was a little rougher, but it's still giving that like early like there's so much about this that's giving early season drag and old school drag, and that's what I really like. Because even the hair, we don't want to talk about the season 4 winner, but it's giving the season 4 winner kind of a hairstyle.
It's just
there's
so-
lots of references that you see and you can pick.
I will say I do have one little gripe with this. The crotch is really low on it. And so she kind of has diaper crotch. Like if you look at it again, especially during the lip sync, it was bit more obvious. But that was my only gripe with it. But this one, like, I really was into this look.
So Vivian is our winner. She also wins another $2,500 thanks to Made New. Thank you very much, Made New. I need to look into you and getting some sponsorships and stuff.
Yeah, I'm very happy for Vivian. It makes sense with the storyline. I love me some Vivian Vanderpuss, so
me too.
I was
Winner
very happy
energy
for her.
for sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Is correct. The lip sync song this week is Love Is by Alana Miles. And the bottom 2 is Ermagerd and Giselle. I don't think Giselle deserved to be here. It should have been Jada, in my opinion. And that's going based solely off of the look. She did
I
amazing in the
agree.
vocals. I don't know about, I don't remember her choreo, but that look.
I think performance-wise, this is the bottom 2, but I think with the look, you could have easily switched Jada and Giselle. But I will say we were blessed with Giselle's lip sync because I think this was a masterclass in how to like be so like command attention
I know.
without doing too much, because we know she's a dancer, so she could have easily done some like splits, some cartwheels, some
she didn't need to
whatever.
rely on it.
But
She
she
just
was so
embodied.
She just
cool.
took the attention. And again, I stand her and I have to say this every time, but the way that she just took the attention the entire time I was watching it, like, oh
and
man.
she took the vibe of this song and like perfectly exists in this vibe.
Yep.
Yeah, especially in the outfit she was in. I thought it was so perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, and just like the color reflect off of the gold or the silver everywhere, it just, your eyes were just drawn to her.
Yeah. She's
Yep,
so amazing.
gorgeous.
This was a great lip sync. I don't even remember what Irma did.
Unfortunately, however, she does go home. Giselle is here to stay with us. And we move on to next week, where we find out it's another design challenge?
It's the ball.
But another design
Yeah,
challenge?
I would have preferred a makeover because we've constantly had like
Yeah.
amazing makeovers on Canada.
And you know, if we're gonna do a design challenge that's gonna be different, let's do like that All-Stars bar design challenge. I liked that kind of a design challenge where it's like, design this room, design a theme, design a party.
Yeah, I would have preferred a makeover, especially because the makeovers on Canada, I think they've had to make their makeovers outfit as well.
I would like to say thank you very much to both Rip'em and Mira May for joining us on today's episode of It's Aboot Time.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
You're definitely welcome anytime. Make sure that you go follow us on all of our social medias. Just click down below. The links will be linked. You know what you got to do, so do it. I'm Andrew Childs. You can follow me on Instagram at ChildsAndrew.
I'm Mira May. You can follow me at the Mira May on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Ooh. And I'm Rip'em, and you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Emily Ripley 13.
And you can catch me every Friday doing the It's Aboot Time live on Twitch with a guest or someone else. That's a guest. And you can also catch this episode going on YouTube on Wednesday when we have it all edited and ready to go.
Yes.
So stay tuned for every Wednesday and Friday for our content.
And if you want more, go and watch our last episodes. They're all on YouTube.
Like, subscribe, thumbnail, post the
Thumbnail.
bell notification,
Thumbnail.
kick it a cow, follow, subscribe.
Rakakikika.
Yeah, I'm